wahala, your breakthrough, idea. Welcome to the chat room.
This no be ordinary place. Now a solution they show face. Lady Mary they lead the way. With guess where go blow your brain. Talk your matter make we solve 'em. No judgment, just love and wisdom. We dey discuss, we dey learn. Every episode you go feel the burn. Oh, the chat room. Now here we dey find a way. Oh, the chat room.
Oh yes,
We go talk and clear, no delay.
no delay.
Oh, it's interactive, educative, informative, and unapologetic. Oh, the chat room. We unstoppable, no be lie.
You,
Hey, the chat room. Hey, now here we define the way. We the chat room. We go talk and clear, no delay, no delay. It's interactive, educative, informative, and unapologetic. The chat room. We unstoppable, no be lie.
yo. Now your matter with the talk. Your life, your wahala, your breakthrough, idea. Welcome to the chat room.
This no be ordinary place. Now a solution they show face. Lady Mary they lead the way. With guess where go blow your brain. Talk your matter make we solve 'em. No judgment, just love and wisdom. We dey discuss, we dey learn. Every episode you go feel the burn. Oh, the chat room. Now here we dey find a way. Oh, the chat room.
Oh yes,
We go talk and clear, no delay.
no delay.
Oh, it's interactive, educative, informative, and unapologetic. Oh, the chat room.
All right, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning to you all, wherever you are right now. My name is Lady Mary Boadu, and tonight we are coming live. We're coming your way with another beautiful session right here in the chat room, a platform dedicated to resolving daily life issues, the place where we educate. And it's always our hope that our conversations or discussions will be a blessing to you and yours. And so tonight, I have my amazing guest with me and my co-host Nanaya Sapon. Without wasting much time, Nana, ladies first, we're gonna let Sis Iman introduce herself, and then we would keep the ball rolling. Sis, please go ahead and introduce yourself. Long time.
Thank you. Happy to be here. People. Well, I'm Tadia Santua. My name is Imen Sabi, but I go by Tadia Santua. I'm a mother and a wife.
Thank you so much, Nana. Nana JB.
All right. So my name is Nana JV. I guess what else would you like to know? I'm into real estate and
He's
a
almost there.
relationship. Come again.
I'm just joking. Go ahead.
So I'm into real estate and I run a page on social media called Women Affairs. Basically, we advocate for women and also give relationship advice. So yeah, that's about it. I reside in Ghana. Yeah.
Nanaya.
Good
Nanaya.
evening, everyone. Can you hear me? No?
We can hear you.
Good evening. My name is Nanaya Sapong, and I am a mother of three, a wife, and a financial manager professionally. I'm also an entrepreneur. I am the owner of Obianana. Obianana is African print-inspired fashion line. You can find me on Instagram at shop.obianana, and my website is obianana.com. Thank you, and I am excited for this conversation today.
All right, thank you so much. We are discussing relationships, and as we all know, we started this journey where we're talking about being 30 and still being single, right? And we would continue our conversations from there. And yeah, take over and let's keep the ball rolling.
Okay. So last week we touched on, we had Mensa on, and was last week Mensa? My memory, right?
Yeah, it was.
Okay. And we started the conversation on single and being 30 and single. And we touched on some reasons why someone may be 30 and is interested in being married, whether female or male, but they are for whatever reason, they are not, finding that suitable partner. So we went over some reasons why that may be. And just to kick it off today, like Lady Mary said, we are going to, continue the conversation. We're going to continue the conversation. So just to begin with Lady Asantua.
Tadi Asantua.
Tadi Asantua. Okay. What, I guess, if you can give us a little bit of, some reasons why you may think that, for somebody, a female or male that may be in their, what we would consider a prime age for marriage, and they are interested, but for whatever reason, that partner is not, coming along, or they are not finding that partner. So if you can just touch on that a little bit for us.
So, if I understand you correctly, is when a lady is ready for marriage or a guy is ready for marriage and the other partner is not ready or decides not to get married. Is that what you're talking about?
They're both
I think more
they're
so.
both ready. Well, they're not together. Basically, finding a partner. Am
Yeah,
I
what could be
breaking
the
up? I feel
hindrances?
like
I guess.
there's a little bit.
Yeah. Nana, can you hear me?
Is my
Naya.
connection okay?
No,
Because
yours is
I'm
fine.
getting some static.
Yeah.
You're fine.
Okay.
She's. I think she's trying to say that. When what are some of the hindrances that really? What are some hindrances that causes men and women not to find the right partner? Nana Jibia, you're getting the same thing, right? So I think that's what Nancy is saying.
Okay. Okay.
That's what I'm trying to say. What are some reasons why someone may not find the right partner? Is it because they've waited too long? Some may say that they've waited too long. Some may say that maybe they have high expectations. What do you
Okay.
think?
All right. Thank you. Well, for me, I honestly don't think at age 30 people should start making noise or pushing you to go get married. There isn't an age bracket for anybody. For me, that's what I think, because the moment you start putting pressure on people, that's where the problem starts building up. Society needs to allow people to be ready for whatever they want to be ready for, whenever they want to be ready for, because honestly, who defines what age to get married? Who has that right? Even God did not do that.
Mm-hmm.
Our did not tell us to define what age for anybody to get married. So if somebody is not married, it's how the society sees them to be. Oh, she's 29 going on 30 and she's still not. Let me give you an instance that happened. So I have a 26-year-old daughter, and a friend got married, and I think she got married at 24. And what she could open her mouth to say is, hey, you, when is it going to be your turn? That broke her. In fact, I got really angry and I stepped in. And what I did and said, I came home and I'm like, ooh, man, you should have you should have calmed down, because everybody takes to things differently. Especially the girl I know, it will hurt her. It will break her. And it will make her think that, ooh, I'm getting old and nobody wants me. So if somebody is 30 and they are not married, or even 40 and they are not married, for me, it's not in my place or my position to question that. It's their own choice. It could be they have bad attitude. Yes. It could be that they are selective. They decide to, oh, this is not good enough for me. Oh, this guy is not too tall. Oh, this guy is too short. Oh, this one is not light skinned. Oh, this is too dark. We have that kind of selective people. But most of the time, I don't see that to be the problem. I see that to be a society or the parents or even youth of nowadays being horrible to others. That's what create that problem or makes people feel. So somebody would even say that, oh, because of the way people are pushing me, I'm not even gonna get married. They can go to hell. And I use that language. I'm not sorry about that. Seriously, it's getting out of hand. The way we are behaving on marriage is getting out of hand, because we have so many people dying in their marriages, dying, regretting, and parents pushing them, oh, stay in it. Oh, when you why do you have to come back? You have to stay in it and be abused mentally, physically, emotionally. You stay in there just because some idiot sitting somewhere will question you coming back home, or why have you let your marriage go? I'm not crazy or a fan of why somebody hasn't married. If it gets to that, if somebody breaks it on my door, I will give it to them the way it has to go, even though I'm in one. So what? Everybody, some people stay single, some people. Is Oprah marriage? Is she not living her life? She's living her life. Yeah, seriously,
Yeah.
the way, especially, I heard it before, the way we've made marriage to look like, if you're not married, you are not complete. In whose book?
Yeah.
You are married and you are struggling. You can't even buy food for yourself or your kids. So is that called marriage?
That's some great points there. Nana Jabi.
Oh, okay. Um, this is my opinion, and from my perspective, I think everyone should be self-sufficient before they decide to get married. Um, on our side of the world, women are pressured to go into marriage because of maybe they have nothing doing. They don't have a job. They don't have any goals that they are trying to achieve. So they become a burden on parents, and they feel like, okay, if you got nothing going on, then you need to get married. So you become someone else's burden. So a lot of the women have a lot of pressure on them. But when you meet women who are driven by goals, marriage is important to them, but they don't prioritize it. They know that it's a journey that they will definitely embark on, but it is not at the top of their priority. They want to achieve their personal goals, which, like I said, everyone has a purpose on earth and they've come here to achieve that purpose, or they have their own personal goals that they want to attain before going into a marriage. Now, when my sister was talking, she made a couple of points that I believe she's coming from the angle of people imposing their will or people telling you what to do, which I agree with her. It is not in your place to tell someone when to get married. But here's the problem. We have a lot of women who decide not to get married because of school. They have a partner. They may tell the partner that, okay, I can't get married till I'm done with school, and that partner may not wait and move on with their life or with another woman. Now, when that woman is done with school and now they want to get married, here's the problem. We, the men, propose to you guys, right? So no one should tell you when to get married, but if you don't move right and be strategic, by the time you are ready, regardless of your accomplishments, your beauty, if no one proposes and it is your wish to get married, then how does that happen? The marriage will not take place until someone proposes. So let me say you are 25. You may have your age mates who are interested in you. Maybe you want to go to medical school. Pacho, who knows how long it takes to get a medical? How long does it take?
I think
It takes
I
a
can
long
hear
time.
you.
Years,
6 or
Okay.
7.
7 years, and
That's
Wow.
after
Wow.
college. After your college, you have 7 more years.
Mm.
Wow. So college is 4, then how many
yeah,
more years?
on top of that,
7.
Okay. Damn. So let me say you start school on time. You start at the age of 22. Now, at the age of 22, no, at the age of 18. So by 22, you are done with your bachelor's, right? Then you have 7
you
more
hope to be able to be done with college by
be done by, yeah, if you're on course. So you are done. Let me say, let's take it. The average person, like if you start on time by 22, you are done. Then 7 more years. So 7 plus 22, that's 29, right? So the guy who was interested in you may be at the age of 22, 23 that you were supposed to be in a relationship, hoping that it leads to marriage. When that person, you turn them down, guess what happens? They may move on to someone else, right? So at the age of 29, 30, you are now ready to settle down. Most of the guys that you grew up with at that time have already found a partner. People that you may be looking out for. You may have your own criteria or what you pick men based on, right? The pool of men that you are selecting from will now be limited to few people, because as it stands right now, you have a master's, you have your what you have your medicine degree or whatever. So now you are probably looking for someone who has a better or the same degree as you, or making the same amount of money as you. But the problem is, how many men in that time, in that, when you are ready to get married, will be in that position that you think will be ready to propose. So you may find people, but are those people also looking to get married to you? So when it comes to women, it is because you guys don't do the proposing, because you guys don't go out there asking men out. If you wait too long and it's on your list to get married, to be honest, as time goes on, it becomes harder, because now the pool is getting smaller. When you are younger, you have options. As you get older, in your 30s, maybe you don't want to date a guy who's younger than you, and younger men don't want to date you, right? And one thing with especially we African men, not all of us, majority of us are intimidated by women who are well accomplished or make um about the same amount of yearly income as them, right? Because they feel like, okay, they need to have some sort of superiority over you. So the more money you make, they feel like they cannot be in control of you. So that one also becomes a problem. So the thing is, it is not fair and it is not good for the society, but that is the reality. Now, my sister mentioned that Oprah is not married. You see, if you go through that steps and become, you are ready to get married at the age of 30. Oh no, you get your degree and all that, well accomplished, and you don't want to get married. Nobody will come up to you and talk this nonsense. Nobody can come up to you because that conversation never comes out, and if family members are telling you to get married, you can tell them to, F off. But women who take their time to get educated or they have their own personal goals and take so long, and later on when they need someone to, they want to get married, those are the ones that eventually you will hear men tell you that, okay, you took so long to get married, so now it has become very difficult. Now nobody wants to be with you. Then you begin to have a defense mechanism that, okay, Mika, I don't want to get married, I don't have time. But then you do. It is something that it was not at the top of your list, but now after accomplishing everything, it has come up and it bothers you. I don't think it bothers Oprah, but most women, it bothers them. And that is why some men will now come online or, in places, public places, to kind of try to take, a jab at women who take so long to get married. So that's what I can say for now.
Well, Oprah has a partner. She's not legally married,
but we are talking about marriage, right?
For a long time. So
no, we are talking about marriage. I mean, a partner, you get a partner. All the women,
she's not
listen.
alone. She's not single.
No, but look at this though. Look at this.
What Yasantua said, what Tadi Yasantua said is that she's not married. So he's picking from what was said.
Mm-hmm. I know, but I'm saying, like,
she's not married, but she's in a happy relationship.
She is. She's in a happy relationship. Marriage. Yes. And I think some people,
but that's
her choice.
Yeah, if that's what you're looking for, then you're okay.
She has a partner. It's her choice not to be legally married for whatever reason. So she's happy with her choice. So, and that could go for other people. Some people may be in a situation where they feel like they don't need that legality. If they have they're in their committed relationship, and they just like it how it is, then I guess it works for them. So,
or maybe it is one of those mefanisa.
Yeah,
it could be. It could be. But
my sisters, hear me out. Hear me out.
So Nana, wait a second. If you are watching and you don't know, mefanisa just mean, okay, there are people that have gotten to a place where they're saying, okay, I'll just accept whatever it is, what I have now. Like, as some people would make it seem like, okay, maybe this is my fate, but then, it's not.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Nana.
So this is the thing though. When women, when they say someone like Oprah, who I've never heard of her, like, looking for a partner to marry. I know she has a partner that she's happy with. She's in a committed relationship. But when you have women say that they are choosy and they are picky and they, but the thing is, you can never propose to a man. It's a man that proposes to you. So when you become so picky, what makes you think that the one that you will settle on will propose to you?
Yeah.
You think it's a picky? Okay, so let's touch on that. Let's touch on the because last week someone asked if it's wrong for women to have standards. I think it goes into the fact of you being picky. Like, what do we consider being picky? Because if someone feels like they have what they want in a marriage, right? Or someone they want as a partner, at what point do we consider it being picky as to you just having standard or just having a choice?
So, my, I know we want to give our guests all of the time today, but my thing that I realize is that, Nanaya, sometimes some of us just set real unrealistic expectations or goals. Unrealistic. Like we said last week, I was telling Mensa, there are women that want, you have to be 6'4", for example, okay? You're always smelling good, always in suits, always in jackets. You have to have this type of car. You have to be living this type of life. You have to be, you have to make 5 figures, 6 figures, whatever it is. Even if there's anything like 10 figures, I guess they will love it. But you yourself, as Nana Jibi said, you yourself, you're not even in that place. You are expecting somebody's son or somebody's daughter to be in this place whereby you yourself, you are here. It's not going to work. That is not being real. And I think that it comes to this unrealistic expectations that people set for themselves, because there could be that guy that is 5'4", 5'6", 5'3", but believe you me, hard working, doing amazing, can literally take care of you. But society and young women, or some of us in this age, we have set this standards for ourselves that we ourselves, if the tables were turned, we would not be able to meet them. So why do you expect somebody else child to meet these things for you? Where do you come in? These days you hear people saying, oh, what are you bringing to the table? What am I bringing to the, what are you bringing to the table? So I think that we have to be fair and be realistic. So that's just my little contribution, as to add to that. But
So
Teddy,
as we are talking about unrealistic expectations and unrealistic standards, let's also add what's realistic. Like, what are some things that if you're looking for a partner, you should be like the non-negotiables, like something that you should be looking for. Besides, we're saying don't look for someone because of just appearance, right? But what are some stuff that are important for young people to be looking for, either way, female, male? What are some things that you should be looking for?
Nana, let me, before they come in, let me share this story with you quickly. There's somebody that we know, and I think that it took them a while to get married, okay? And while she was in college, she was looking for someone that already had their PhD. The idea behind that is, if when she gets to the place of getting married, she knows that she's going to get her PhD. So even though she just has her first degree, or she's not working on her first degree, she's looking for someone that has a PhD already. There was no way, she was not coming down. I mean, she had all this list to the point where she would date people that she was 10 years and over. She would date them because they had PhD. You and I know very well some of these young people, honestly, they just play with people. There's no way. You are like 10, 12, 15 years older than them, but because they have a PhD, is that realistic? Now they kept playing with her, and then in the end, guess what? She ended up marrying someone who did not even have, I don't think he has an associate degree. He didn't have any of the things that she was looking for. So at that age, if she was 40 when she was getting married, believe you me, if she would have been realistic, she would have probably been married, be happily married with somebody else. I mean, come on. I think we should be realistic. But yeah, Tadi, yes, and so you come in, please.
Okay, thank you. Well, I forgot to put in, I'm a licensed cosmetologist and a special need teacher too. So let me put that out there. If you are in the DC area, check me out. Okay, so for me, I'm speaking on the side of those that are not all that we are, that are not picky, that are not ridiculous. I'm speaking from the point where they are interested in getting married. They want to get married, but it's not coming. So for people to get on their back saying, "Oh, when are you getting married?" It bothers them. It creates a lot of vacuum in them.
Yeah,
that's the people I'm talking about. I'm not really. I don't know if I should say I don't care about these picky people, those that have a standard that is even bigger than their shoes. You haven't even been to class 1 and you want somebody who is done with college and all. That's madness. That's not even, but I'm speaking for those who want to get married, but they are not getting it. The men see them like, let's say the person is a bit on the big side. And anytime a man sees them, the kind of attitude, the way they talk to them, the way they address them, and maybe they even like the person. They like the person, but because of how they look, they are not even given that chance of experiencing that relationship. So those are the people I speak for. That's my and for your question on what was your question again, madam?
Realistic expectations. Like what should be we should have standards, like what are, as much as we're talking about what we should not focus on, what should we focus on when you're looking for a partner? Okay.
So some of the things I think you should look for is a man who respects you. You should look for respect, and a man or a woman who you can communicate with. Because I think without these two things, it's going to be very difficult to have a proper relationship. If the other party do not respect you, where are you heading to? Then what's the point? Rather than looking for a rich man, a system, all those things. It's nice. You should look. Everybody wants a man or a woman who follows them and they feel good. Like, I'm so proud to go out with my partner. It's good. You should have all that thing at the back of your, but that shouldn't be your main focus. It shouldn't be your main focus. You want somebody you can really communicate with, somebody you can vibe with, somebody who respects you. If they have all that money and they don't respect you, you'll be the most miserable person in that relationship.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, that's true. Nana Jibi.
So I think I made a video where I said that women after 2021, you should date with intentions. You cannot date just to date for money, or maybe you feel the guy is cute or whatever, because the way the world is moving.
Hold on a moment. 2021, you don't mean the date, you mean the age. You mean
20,
if you're 20
like, after 20 going,
age.
You should age, yeah.
Okay. You said 2021. I was like, 2021. What happened?
Oh, okay. My bad. 20 to 21. Yeah. So this is the thing. The way we think now and the way we go about doing things, women need to be intentional very early on. You cannot be 20, 21, 22 and think that you are still dating based on looks or based on money. Every relationship that you engage in, you should have the intention. You should consider the qualities that you look for in a husband before you accept a proposal from any man from the age of 20 going. I am not saying you can choose a man who has all those qualities and the relationship may not end up in marriage, but at least you are siphon. You are being selective. You are not just dating, because you can be with a guy that you chose when you were 20, right? And this guy has no qualities like that you are looking for in a husband, right? He has no qualities. And I know someone will say that at that age, a 20-year-old guy or 21, 22, what is he thinking? No, but there are some basic things that you should look for in a guy. My sister said respect, empathy, and someone who understands and treats you well. And someone who understands how and cherish the relationship you are in. And at the same time, what's their motive on wanting to be with you? Because to be honest, some guys, if you right from the gate, if you ask them, why do you want to be with me? Or where do you plan on taking this relationship? They may not have an idea on what they want to do. I mean, they just want to be with you. And those guys should be excluded. Because think about it. Do you guys agree when I say that in your mid-20s, which I say is 25, right? That is a prime for a woman when it comes to like the dating pool.
I'll agree.
Do you agree? Okay. So for those women in Ghana, let me use this example. And I made that video because of them. So you are with a sugar daddy who gives you money, right? And you spent your years from the age of 21 all the way up to 27. I know you were doing it for money, but he has wasted your prime years. The years that you could have maybe from the age of 23, 24, 25, you could have met someone and built a real relationship. Invest, you get what I'm saying? And because of money, you waste so much time. And all the other men that you could have built a really healthy relationship that could have led to marriage, those years have passed. So I believe that because of how men of these days think and how we are very judgmental and always passing judgment and all that, mothers should train their daughters to be very intentional early on in their lives. When you are a teenager in high school and all that, it's fine. You may go for looks and all that. But after you're 20, when you're 20 and up, you shouldn't just date people because you think they look good or whatever. And this is something that mothers and fathers should be intentional and actually drill home to, for their kids to know why they should go into a relationship and the type of person and the motive behind every relationship they go into.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Last week I said, what you may be attracted to at age 18 will not, I'm not even going to say may not, will not be the same thing that you're attracted to when you're 30, 35. So when you are 18 and you're looking at the physical appearance and that's all you want, that's all you're attracted to. That same person, with their six packs and their hair and whatever it is that you were attracted to will be in front of you at age 30 and disrespecting you, not supporting you in any way, shape, or form, emotionally, I'll even say financially. They just not bringing anything, that would be of a quality to your relationship. At that time, that six pack, you can look at it, you can look at the face, you can look at the hair, everything. It's gonna be like they're gonna look like the most ugly person to you because it's everything is emotional, and at some point you're gonna learn that attraction really starts in the mind, and it's not just based on the eyes. It starts in the mind. So the person that was so cute and handsome to you, at some point, their appearance may not even have changed, but just their attitude and the fact that they are no good. You can't even have like a reasonable conversation. They're just,
there's
maybe they
nothing
get
there.
up and they go to the gym and they do all this so they can look attractive, but there's no substance there.
Yeah.
At that point, they'll look ugly to you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it's important. The question I asked, yes, have standards. I think that you have to have standards,
You have to.
on what you
Definitely.
want in a partner. But
Definitely.
the looks the looks should not be the top on the list. If
Yeah.
you're making a list, just the outer appearance should not be the top. Somebody that will support you emotionally, like our sister said, somebody that you can communicate with, somebody that understands you, somebody that allows you to grow. As much as you're supporting them to grow, they're not just looking for themselves, they're looking out for you as well. Somebody that puts you first. If you are married to a woman, if you're married to a man, there's no way at some point that they should put their family's needs, like external family's needs, above yours. Those are some important things. And I tell my children this, and sometimes I'm joking, but sometimes I mean it. I'm like, your dad come first. Sorry, your father comes first, because guess what? You are going to leave me and I'm stuck with him.
That's
So if
right.
I treat him, if I
Yeah.
put you first
Mm-hmm. It's
ahead of
true.
him, and our relationship kind of deteriorates,
Yeah.
by the time that you are gone, then we have no relationship. What do I have?
Yeah. It's true.
Not that
Yeah.
I'm gonna treat you bad, but I'm not going to put you above. I'm not going to put you above. And people, some people say that, oh, the children, and you're neglecting your spouse. I'm against that. Give the children attention. What the children require is not the same thing that your husband requires. So give your husband his attention, give your children the attention. Different things, separate things. Don't neglect, your husband in a relationship or your wife in a relationship. So you have to find someone that has that same mentality, that as I'm caring for you and I'm taking care of you, you are caring for me and you're taking care of me. We're not all thinking about one person. I'm thinking about you
Yeah.
and you're thinking about yourself.
Yeah.
These are important things in a relationship. And that's what you have to focus on as you are dating and you're talking to people. You have to have these conversations.
Yeah.
When you're married, it's not the time you have the conversation. When you're married, you should know that already.
Yeah.
You should know that already. So going to school, if you know that you're someone that wants to be in a relationship, you should be working on that. Don't neglect
Yeah.
and focus all on your schooling, or you're working, you focus all on your work. You have a goal, you focus all on that, because then it'll get to a point where it's like, I really want to get married. And like our brother said, then like your friends, the classmates, everybody is getting married, and it's you're left, and then now you feel some way.
Yeah.
So that leads to a question that I have. If you are in that situation, like we're speaking to those that are coming up on some things that they should do and some things that they should not do. But let's say you are 35, right? You put your goals, you put your values, you put whatever you wanted to achieve before marriage, right? But then you're at this point, you want to get married, and you are a female, and this happens to men too. So I would say you're also a male, right? But the you're not finding the right partner. You're not finding the right partner. I'm not saying like they're looking at the appearance and all that. It's just not coming, right? So then, what do? What you should you start doing? Our brother last week said you should place yourself in positions where you can be found.
Mm-hmm.
What can we add to that?
Nana Jabi, we Auntie man, let Nana Jabi come in since he's the man. I think that sometimes to the men too, they tend to be too much for themselves sometimes, I mean, they see you. It's not like they don't see us. They see us. But Nana, I'm not picking on you.
So, Nana, what was the last question again?
what should they like if somebody, let's say somebody's like 35, okay?
Mhm.
They've achieved whatever it is that they want. At this point, they want to get married, but they it's not coming. They're not finding that person. Okay,
Okay.
they're struggling in that area. What should
Okay.
they do
All
when they're
right.
in that situation already?
I think we had a personal conversation. I think no, you were not in. No, were you in Ghana? I think it was over the phone. And I told you that when you reach a certain age, as a man or as a woman, from 35 going, there are three types of man or a woman that you may end up with. One, a woman or a man with children. Yeah,
Keep
because
going.
think about it. When you are 35 and you are a single woman or a man with no kids, if you are unless okay, so let me continue with the three types. So a woman with kids, a woman that is younger. If you don't want a one with kids, a woman that's younger that you are going to take care of. Because if a woman is 25, 26, why would they want to date a man who's 10 years older than if she makes her own money? So what is she falling for? So when you look at marriages in the US or in the Western world where there's opportunity for you to go out there and find your own job, the age gap is very close. You see a 25-year-old marrying the 23, or it's not that big unless maybe after 35, 40, then you see the age gap can widen up. But let me say, if you reach 35, 40, now it's either the person you are marrying has kids, or they are going to depend on you, a younger woman, but she would depend on you. And that's that's why she's agreeing to be with you. Or a woman who had prioritized her education and was probably picky and or something. You get what I mean? That's probably why she's still single till that age, right? And to be honest, maybe you too, you got issues too. Maybe you, the man, you also have issues. So this is the time when you guys all have to compromise and put the bad behaviors and everything aside to, come together and be together. Or you go with a younger girl and you will be the one taking care of her. Or you go with a woman who had been in a relationship, whether she had kids before marriage or she was married before, but then the marriage didn't go well, right? But you see someone who is 35, 40, and they are still they still have the criteria they had when they were younger. Nana, you were a 25-year-old girl.
They don't
At that
exist.
time, you could find a 25-year-old guy who is not married before, who has no kids, 26 who has no kids, 27 who has no kids. At the age of 35, to find a man who is 35 and has no kids, it's very difficult. So this is when you have to allow reality to advise you, to influence your decision making. And accept that where I am at the moment, this is what I have on the table.
Mm-hmm.
Which one can I choose that will be beneficial to me?
Yeah.
You understand? If you are too stuck in your ways and want to stick with your I know you should not, and you should never compromise when it comes to your principles and all that, or your standards. But there are certain things that someone not having kids, someone not having maybe you have your masters, and you see, I believe that education is good when you have a degree or a master's degree or whatever you have. It is good to have someone who has that experience or who has those qualifications. It helps. Education is not only to make money, but to also broaden the mind and give you a better understanding on a different level. Sometimes as a man or as a woman, you may choose a partner who don't have that level of education. And when you try to communicate with them, it's very difficult because they don't have that, they are not at that level when it comes to comprehension. So education is good. But you can, let me say you are 35, 40, and you have your doctorate or you have a degree or a master's. You could find a man who is very intelligent. They have the foundation where you have conversations with them that they don't have the qualification to show you that they have attained this level of education. But when you communicate with them, you can tell that this person understands things at my level, right? And maybe he's a businessman or whatever. You should forego the fact that it was your dream to marry someone who has the same degree or a better degree than you. Don't stick to those things that, because Nana or Tadi, see, let me ask you, if you have a master's or a doctorate degree and I don't, and I'm able to understand you, we have an understanding, we're able to communicate on the same level, and maybe I have my own business, not having that degree or that level, no,
Shouldn't take
what would
anything
it do
away
to
from you. Yeah.
it doesn't play any.
There's a saying, having a degree or all these things do not put food on the table.
That's it. So sometimes some of the qualities that we men and women are looking for, when you really look at it, it's like qualities that we are looking to show to the world, for the world to see that we have chosen someone who is well educated. We have chosen someone, so as our qualities now, most of them to satisfy our families and the public.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There are standards and things that are non-negotiable. That one there, you cannot undermine it. Don't let anybody tell you that you are at this age, so you should just settle for someone who is not respectful or someone who things like your typical some of these men who just feel like, hey, I'm marrying you at 35, so you should forgo certain things. Yes, or go. No, never go for those type of men. But just think beyond those qualities that you had written down that you're looking for. You have to forgo some of them. Thank you.
Yeah. And let me add that. Let me just say something. You see, the women with no education, we want men with high education to accept us. But when a man doesn't have that high education, you, the woman, don't want to accept him.
Yeah.
I think everything is messed up.
Yeah.
Everything is messed up.
There's a mispriority.
You see this. Sis, hold on real quick. I saw you. You are not you, like, let me just say, I'm just giving you a scenario. I saw you are 5'5", you are 5'2". That means your parents, maybe none of them, and about 5'7". Oh, Papa is short. Then you are expecting me to be 6'4". I know that's what you want for your kids, but damn, the man who brought you to this earth wasn't that tall. So why don't you consider it, brother?
Problem.
Wait, let me read a comment from here real quick, please. It's Lorenzo de Grace says, I have a question for the lady in the glasses. It says that should a woman accept a man who loves her, respect her without financial support, or choose a man who supports her financially but shows minimum affection? It's a question.
Okay, if a man respect, we're not saying that go for somebody bubro, somebody who is poor, like, you want at least something. So if that's where you are coming from, then I would rather go for the respect than go for money with no respect. Because see, when you are in a relationship and you are not valued, you are not respected, you are not taken for anything, taken for granted, that's where you tend to cheat. Because you'll be definitely looking for that from outside. So do not sell your pride for nothing. Sell your pride for respect. That's what I tell him. Because for me, there is no way. If I bring it to my personal life and to my advice to my children, I tell them, do not choose money over respect, because it goes a long way. What if the money finishes along the way? What if something happens?
Anything can happen. Yeah.
Anything can happen. So I will advise, go for a man who adores, who puts you first in everything he does.
Yeah.
The money will come. Be a prayerful woman. Be a supportive woman. Be a loving woman as well. I think the Bible says a man should love the woman, right? Unconditionally. Love the woman. Then the woman respect the man. I bet you, with these two things, if you obey, you will succeed. There is no way you will not succeed if these things are going hand in hand. It will be fine. So don't settle for money and say, a man will sit you in the house. When he goes out to sleep around, do all the stuff he wants to do, and then he comes home and brings you a gift. A Gautier, a Gucci, a Versace, and you are happy, you are taking them. Where is your pride? Where is your happiness? Where is your respect? You can wear everything you want to wear, but if your man is never taking you out, that's a mistake of a relationship.
Yeah.
Will not do that.
Thank you so much.
I think I saw one of these. I think that it was this content creator who was going around asking old white women. I forget the question, but basically the answer was that whether you are in a Ferrari or you are in whatever, you are still crying. So it's better to cry in a Ferrari than.
This is our society youth. This is how they are.
That's the problem now. Yeah.
It's a big
So this is it. All right. The topic again, I want to read it as it is. It says 30 and single, right?
30 and single.
Let me. You see, in our society, we are supposed to treat women with kindness, and sometimes some things, if we are blunt, then women may not like to hear it and all that, right? But I believe that for women to be safe, they need to hear the truth.
Don't you think that should go for both men?
Everybody needs to hear the truth.
Yeah.
Okay, so okay. All right, so if I want to get married today, right, I can go as low as I want and I will find someone to get married to.
Yay.
And guess what? There will be repercussions. I mean, think about it. You may go and pick a woman who is not educated, who has no job, who will just accept you, right? But then at the end of the day, that's the woman that your kids look up to. So if that woman has no values or anything like that, your kids will not grow up, because they spend more time with the mother, right? So every decision that you make, so like I said, I can choose to get married now. Now, a woman who is educated, who is well accomplished, it is very difficult for you to lower your standards and say, okay, now I'm just going to accept any proposal just from anywhere. Very difficult. You get me? It is very difficult. And even when you lower your standard, you don't even know if the proposal is coming. Unless you go on your knees. And that one too is going to be a problem, because later on you throw it in your face. So now, this is what I was going to say. A friend of mine introduced a lady to his mechanic. The friend was getting his hair done. She's a hairdresser. So I was at the salon, and she was telling me how she's looking for a serious partner and all that. So that friend of mine introduced his mechanic. Now, just recently, I was talking to my friend as we passed her salon, and he was like, "Oh, Charlie, the guy I introduced them, it went well, but the guy came back and he couldn't really say what the problem was. And I guess the lady too had called my friend and was complaining that the guy is now distancing himself. And the guy couldn't really say what the problem was. But finally, he said the problem. And that's what I'm saying is that sometimes it's hard to say.
It's okay. Come.
Say it, let's go.
Or say it feels like she's been around like oh Nemichono. Too much. Too
She's
much,
loose.
right? She's loose. So I have made a video like this. I said no matter how much money it is, whoever the guy you're dating, if it's too and the guy has no intentions of marrying you, if he's too big, you shouldn't accept it regardless of what the money is, because at the end of the day, down the lane, you may meet men, right? And they come and go, and you don't know why these men don't want to stay. And it goes for, I know women need sexual, like we need sexual, we have our sexual needs. But to be honest, with the way men are and the way we think, I think women have to be very intentional in selecting men. Sometimes it is better if you don't, because I'm telling you, some people will be like, you know what, I don't need a man, I don't need a man, I don't need the man. But then you don't need a man, but every weekend you are satisfied. Then later on, you try to get married, then someone will come and talk this nonsense that you are loose.
Yeah.
It's, to be honest, I feel, even though I am telling you the truth, I try to put myself in your shoes, and I think it's not fair, right?
Yeah.
But that's the reality that we face in this world. So I feel women have to be, with the way men think, women have to move accordingly. With the way men think, women have to move accordingly. Else, if you don't, and you say that I'm a woman and I have my choice, I can choose to do this, I can choose to do that, I can choose to, at the end of the day, when you are seriously looking for marriage, or if those things may work against you.
Work against you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Nana, for that. So there's a second question here. I had a question about what Nanaya said earlier, but I want to regather my thoughts and come back. But second question goes to Tadi Yasanto. It says, my second question goes to the same woman with glasses. Please, should a wife complain about paying for over 90% of night out from an affectionate husband?
So, you see, we have, if you sincerely know the guy doesn't have the money, if you know he's not pretending, if you know he's not faking, if you know he's not using the money for other nonsense, it's okay. Just don't make it a habit. I think if the man
90% of night out, that's a lot.
But lady, what if
you don't have the money? Why are you going out?
Oh, that's it.
If you know where the relationship is going, if you love the person loves you, like he shows you affection and all that, fine. But the key thing you have to look at, you know how some people don't have it, but they are very forceful.
Sis, I'm not. Sis, hold on one second. I'm so sorry. There's a song. There was a song years ago where Ochami Kwame, I believe, said that and Sha see fried rice, something, abiti or something. Nana Jibi, right? So that's my comment that I want to pass. Sometimes you may have it, you may have the money, but my take is don't start what you can't finish. Even though you might have the money, don't start what you can't finish. But sis, please come back in. Sorry.
Well, it might not be a regular thing that they do. Maybe it's a one time they are going to, because we don't know if it's often. You know, if it's often, then that would be a little bit too much. But if it's not often and it's once a while, maybe they didn't go out to a fancy, even a fancy restaurant. It's probably like the kebab place and the bill was 10 cedis. Maybe okay, 1 cedi. Now you add 9 cedis to it. That's why it might not even be a fancy. But what I'm trying to say is, it's okay every now and then. It shouldn't be a habit of the guy. We should just enjoy our banchan pese and potom poto, something simple, for us that we can afford. But if he really wants to take you out, not only you don't have the money, you can say that, okay, I don't mind, I can support you, but it's not going to be a habit there all the time. You want to do this and, oh, can you pay for that bill? No, that's nonsense. We're not talking about that. We're not.
Okay, let's some things that I feel
Nanaya,
like we get a
can we take a
misunderstanding.
quick break, a quick
Okay,
second, and then come back, please?
all
All
right, no
right, family.
problem.
Thank you so much for always taking your time to join us here in the chat room. We are currently discussing, we're talking about relationships. We are almost bringing our session to an end. We're talking about 30 and still single. What are some of the hindrances? What are some of the things that makes men and women, still remain single in this age? And we have my brother with me, Nana JB, and our sister, Tadia Santua. She's also known as Iman Sabi. And then Nanaya Sapon is also tuning in. We have two Virginia folks with us this evening. Nanaya is in Virginia, and Tadia Santua is also in VA. And then
Oh,
our
okay.
brother is in Ghana all the way. I'm so grateful for you, Nana, because I know it's not easy with the network and everything, but you sound super smooth, and I'm glad that you've made it with us tonight. But we want to take a quick commercial break, and then when we come back, we'll give few shout outs to those that have been able to tune in. It's late in some places, but they're still here with us, and so we are glad. We'll be right back.
Yo, yo, yo. Now your matter with it talk. Your life, your wahala, your breakthrough, idea. Welcome to the chat room.
This no be ordinary place. Now a solution they show face. Lady Mary they lead the way. With guess where go blow your brain. Talk your matter make we solve 'em. No judgment, just love and wisdom. We they discuss, we they learn. Every episode you gon' feel the burn. Oh, the chat room. Now here we define the way. Oh, the chat room.
Oh, yes.
We go talk out clear, no delay. No delay. Oh, it's interactive, educative, informative, and unapologetic. Oh, the chat room. We unstoppable, no be lie. You, hey, the chat room. Hey, now here we define the way. The chat room. We go talk and clear, no delay. No delay. It's interactive, educative, informative, and unapologetic. Oh, the chat room. We unstoppable, no be lie.
Thank you all so much. We are back again. I'm gonna bring the Najabi back on. Okay. Woo! Someone said, I am loving this conversation. I love the discussions. I wish many people can tune in to listen to you guys. Thank you so much. So Lorenzo the Great he said he's joining us from Westland Boulevard in Ghana. MFA, thank you for tuning in. We have a father with us. His name is Daniel Ado, and he is tuning in all the way from Germany. He's always listening with his family. Thank you so much. And we have Rita Pell. Mama, thank you so much for listening in. Miss Coco, thank you so much. And then we have Henry Champon. Thank you for tuning in. And Paulina Lawrence is also on. Those on Facebook and those on YouTube, thank you so much. Also to everyone that's shared, we are grateful to you for sharing our discussion. And Emmanuel Mensah, thank you so much for tuning in. Nana, we'll go back to you. Nana, yeah.
So what I was saying is sometimes in a relationship, you have to be creative. Okay. Like the question that came about financial support versus respect. I believe that there is no time where you should choose finance over respect because money can be made, but respect cannot be taught. If somebody is disrespectful, you can go up and down. They're going to be who they are. But money can be made. Okay, if you marry someone who is poor, be a resourceful partner. Come up with ways. Start selling something. If you don't have money, your partner don't have money, but this is a good person. This person is good to you. They treat you right. They give you everything emotionally that you want. They are good to you. Find out a way for you all to make money. Some of the richest people in this world started from nothing.
Mm-hmm.
They started from nothing. Do not ever choose money over respect. Money is not going to give you a peace of mind.
Not at
There
all.
are rich people who are killing themselves, committing
Mm-hmm.
suicide, and their money was not able to save them. Okay. If you're in a relationship and you, the woman, you are well off and you decided that this man was worthy of your time and you wanted to be with them, if you don't want to pay when you go out, find creative ways to have a date at home.
Mm-hmm.
Find places to go that's free.
Go to the park.
Not
Yes.
everything costs money.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can go for a walk, you can go look around, you can go if you're in the
Yeah.
Ghana, go
Enjoy nature.
in a trotro or whatever, from one location to a different location, walk around. I'm sure he can afford to buy you candy, a gum, ice cream, some maybe Fanta here, there,
And milk.
right? But even if he can't, so what? Even if he can't, so what? I've said it many times before that, when I started in my relationship, my husband, like you said, start, if you start wherever you start, make sure that you can keep it up, right? Like he started big and I was like, can you really keep it up though? Let's be realistic. You're a student. You can't keep this up, right? I graduated. He was an international student. I graduated before he did. So I had a job. I had a full-time job, right? I could have been like, I'm working. Not that he depended on me. He worked, but he worked part-time. He didn't depend on me. If we go out, he might want to pay for it, but I try not to like do things where we had to go out and he felt like he was the man, so he has to pay for it, knowing that he had other things that he
Can
had to
afford
pay.
it.
He had to pay tuition.
Yeah.
If I'm going to school in America as someone as a resident of America, I can get a financial assistance, I can get loans, I can get support. International students do not
I
have that.
don't. Yeah.
They pay out of pocket. And
Mhm.
it's very expensive. It's like 3 times what residents pay. Okay. So it won't be reasonable for me to sit over there and say, well, you have to take me out. You have to do this. You have to do this. I have an expensive taste. But the good thing is I can afford my expensive taste. I didn't have to depend on
Yeah.
him,
Exactly. Yeah.
and now he's at a point where he can afford my expensive taste, but we didn't start from there. I told him one time, I said, the best gift, because he started out trying to buy me all this Chanel stuff. And I said, sir, be realistic, okay? Be realistic. I said, the best present that I received from a boyfriend was like on Valentine's Day, a homemade card with like some kisses that, it seemed like thought went into it. And I gave him that example. It's something you have to, if a man is thoughtful, to me, it's more important than just
It's worth a lot. Yeah.
getting money and saying, I can afford it, so give her this. And you
Yeah.
don't even, sometimes they even sending people to go buy you gifts and this, and they're not even going out to pick it themselves. That's not thoughtful to me. Okay. And if you have money, more money than your partner, I don't think, apparently, and I did not know this, like a friend told me this, and I was very surprised. Apparently, in our culture, I don't know if it's across board in Ghana, but in our culture, like it's frowned upon. For example, if I have money and I decide that, okay, I don't like the car my husband is driving, so I'm going to buy him a car. It's like a no. Like apparently Ashanti 4, we don't do that. Is that
Really?
true, Chief?
I didn't know that.
Is that
Chief,
true?
Kwabna, is that true?
Hmm.
I
It's
didn't
like
know
we
that.
don't do, like I was
It's a
surprised.
stereotype. It's a pride, it's a pride thing, and
Right.
I don't. Majority of Ashanti men, yeah.
We
Wow.
don't do that. It's like, oh, and then the fact that you even come out and say that, oh, I bought my husband a car. They're like, what? And like you have the boldness to come out and say something about it. You should. We don't do that. And I'm like,
I didn't know that.
So can you give the money to him to acquire it?
right? Would that make a difference if
Does
I
that
gave
make a
him the
difference?
money and then he comes out and say, I bought myself a car,
What's
knowing
the
that it
difference?
came from me.
That's the thing. I think most of the men, because of pride.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, but also I feel like, why would you tell anybody I bought my husband a car?
No,
Why?
when
No,
things
but you
when
might
Maybe
things
want
out
go
of
to.
when
You
things go
excitement.
want
south.
to buy your husband a
Out of
gift. Like if I
excitement.
got my husband a gift,
If
and I'm
it,
like, I got him. It's his birthday. It's his
Okay, so
birthday. I got him a gift. He's excited. The husband don't mind. It's other people that are like, why
yeah.
why you buying him a car? You're a woman. He should buy you.
So it's more like there are things the woman should be able to do confidently,
And
and
if you do
and
it,
then
it
I
should be
mean
like hush hush.
no.
Like not even like, because
I
I'm like, if I
I
bought him like a piece of gum and I can say I bought him a piece of gum, why
why
can I
can
say
I
I
You,
bought
say
him
it
a
if
you,
I
piece
you,
bought
of
you
the
know,
gum?
car?
no, hold on. No, hold on. If your husband is well to do
Mm-hmm.
and can afford it himself, I
Mm-hmm.
don't think he will have a problem with it, and I don't think the society will have a problem with it. But if he
Okay.
can't afford it and he's relying on you,
Then it's a
that is when
problem.
it's the problem.
hypocrisy in this. You see the hypocrisy in this.
Right.
Why? Why should it? Why is it even your concern?
Why?
You know?
What difference does it make?
Hypocrisy.
That is funny.
No, I mean the way
Anyways,
our society has turned into. If we're not
yeah.
careful,
I think that there's something that came to mind when we were talking as we were wrapping this up. We have like 5 minutes. Nanaya was saying when she made mention that why is it that what should we do? Okay, or what is the reason why women are still single, and what can we do different? When she said something, she said that when you're 30, the things you're looking for is totally different from when you are 20 and things
18.
like that. So then
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking to myself, then is it that we need more education to speak to this generation that, listen, when you turn 30, the things you're looking at now, once fresh out of high school and college, it's not gonna matter anymore. Because I think at that point, because if we have this information at hand, then we will be making the right decisions by putting things in place. Does it make sense? Because if at 30, I'm not going to be looking for six pack. When Chief was young, I mean, this guy could dance. I don't think he can dance like that anymore. And see, if you're
I
Can you
still
not
got it.
dance
Just that
anymore?
I might need a hip replacement after
you
that.
see, no, but back then, that doesn't make sense though, Nana. That maybe the moves he used to make, the six pack and all of that, now they don't matter anymore. And I don't
That's
mean,
it.
and in the same way, I don't think that at his age now, if he's going to look for a woman to marry, he's going to be looking for eyelashes, big buttocks, big chest. I'm sure that he'll factor in a lot of different stuff and not just the physical appearance. So I was thinking to myself, if that is the case, then can we really start teaching some of the young girls that we are connected to for them to look out for the important stuff? Does it make sense? Yes, because at 30, it's not going to make sense. It's not going to matter at all. You'll be looking for companionship, respect, love, and all of that. And so that's one thing that was coming to me as we were talking. I
So
just wanted go ahead.
so Nana, a girl said this to me, I think when I was 21, 22, and it
Goody,
has.
before I forget, somebody had a question for you on WhatsApp. It says that um the only gentleman among the ladies, I wonder if he is married. If he's not married, what are his taste or his standards? But go
Uh-oh.
ahead. You can so you can come back to
Uh-oh.
your question.
Oh no, no, no! I'm not married, but I have a partner.
It says what are your standards? Okay, so he doesn't need to share his standards, I guess. Okay.
He's already
Yeah,
taken.
Nana, go ahead.
yeah. So when I was 21, 22, like you said, I used to dance. I played sports. I was an event organizer, like in my society. So a lot of people knew me, and I used to get the girls left and right, right.
Hey.
But I was this girl that I was trying to talk to, right? And after a date, she was like, "There's nothing about you."
Whoa. As in what?
And yeah, that's because, and I understand like hindsight, because at that time I depended so much on my outlook, like
Okay,
how I
okay,
looked with
okay,
my,
okay.
popularity and all that.
That makes
I've
sense.
always, I don't want to blow my own horn, but like
We
I'm,
know.
I'm,
We know.
I'm intelligent, Kakra.
You're not
We
bad.
know.
You're not
We
bad.
But
know.
yeah, but at that time I hadn't tapped into that side of me, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I was depending so much on my looks, what I wore, and all that. And just think about it. She said that when I was 22, and that should tell you that it struck home.
Wow.
Like I was like, wow. So then I realized that when we actually went out, she was asking, "What do you want to do?" All those things, and then the answers she was getting, she realized, "Hey, I wasn't thinking about the future." You get me? So this is just one person. So, like as you were saying, lady, we have to be intentional. We have to let our kids know that from the age of 20 going, you're not young anymore. I mean, we are Africans, so we are speaking for our people. I don't know. It's like we wait till we are 30 to begin life. But one thing you have to understand is that from 20 going is the foundation. So whatever decisions you are making from 20 going, that's what's going to lead you into your 30s. So for example, if you are with a guy and you know very well that these are the type of qualities you need in a guy that you are looking for a serious relationship with, and you know this guy doesn't have those qualities, don't waste your time, because you could be with someone for about 5 years. Because think about it, when you are 20, right, you're not ready to get married. So if you're with someone from 20, you and that guy will be going back and forth for how many years till you realize that, nah, this is not for me. At that time, he has wasted those years that you could have
Yeah,
had a better
exactly.
relationship, yeah.
Yeah.
So we have to be intentional. We have to have conversations with our children. We have made a lot of mistakes. Our parents made worse.
Yeah.
It is the time for us to sit and
You get it.
actually communicate with our children, especially the dads. Some dads feel like they are only there to pass down orders and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you have the game. You are the one, like your daughter is being chased by those type of men. So you need to sit down with your daughters and then actually have those type of conversations with them.
Um,
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I have a last question from listener. It said my third and last question is for Miss Sapon. That's Nanaya. I am a man who does nearly all the minor chores in the house. My wife's salary is approximately 5 times my salary. It says of late she is demanding I add extra to the household expenses. Should this be a red flag for me as a man? Note, it says she works more hours than I do, so I get enough time to do minor house chores.
No. Um, she's asking for
Demanding for extra.
demanding for you to add more money to the household expenses.
I mean, but she works. She works too, though. Well,
She
the
works.
question is for you,
He
but go
works,
ahead.
but he helps at the house. He helps home. Okay. So I may be different because you all say so. So
Are you throwing
I may
shade?
be when it comes to
Yeah.
finances.
Are you throwing shades?
No, I'm just saying, y'all said I'm different, so I've accepted it. When it comes to finances, I feel like, okay, we say that we are one. We're married. We are one. Your wife will not have to come to you and ask you to give her more money towards the household expenses if you all had a household account. If y'all had a joint account, right? If you have a joint account, you keep your money together and the money is going towards the household and your well-being is going towards, whatever savings plan that you have. If everybody don't have their separate accounts, and then at the end of the month, this person bring 100 here, this person bring 50 here, so you can. To me, that brings disagreements, that brings confusion. And if you are going to be married indeed, if you want to be married and be one with your partner, then be one with your partner. Join yourself together, including your finances. If she doesn't have hers and you don't have yours, then you won't be in a situation where you're saying, I'm bringing more, you're bringing less, because it's one account. We pay out of it. If you need, use responsibly. You communicate. Okay, this is our budget for the month. This is how much money we made as a household. We're paying this, we're paying this, we're paying that. This is going to savings. Okay, this is going to investments. At the end, whatever is left, if whatever is left is for luxury, is for whatever other expenses, then we tap in and we use it accordingly. You talk about your finances and you make it work. But when you have your own, I have my own, for me, I'm like, what kind of marriage is this? What kind of marriage
You know,
is this?
Nana, let me come in real quick. Sorry for the interjection. No, but you two, your husband grew up in Ghana.
You were about to say my husband didn't grow up in Ghana.
No,
No,
I was about to say that most of the time when you grow up in the same place with people and they understand
you have the same
the culture
understanding.
and
Yeah.
everything, like you guys know that, okay, this is our plan, this is what we want to do. So there's no friction.
You talk, Chief. It doesn't, even though my husband, me and my husband, okay, I mean, I would say 14 years of my life I spent in Ghana. Okay. So either way, I still grew up in Ghana. Okay. My husband spent a lot of his time in Ghana too. He came here for college. Okay. So maybe he spent more time there than I did. But there's a lot of things that we have different understanding. But we have to talk. We have to talk. I tell him my mindset. He tells me his mindset, right? Sometimes there's friction. We will argue, we will argue, we will argue. Okay, so We can agree to disagree, but we still have to come to an agreement on what we want to do. So then at that point, it's like, are we together or are we not? Are we going to be together but separate?
But
You know,
Nanaya,
so
I
in
think
some way,
that's something, Nana, sorry, that's something that we don't do well at though. I feel like most of us we tend to focus more on the marriage, and not even the journey, the celebration, the clothes. We tend to focus more on so many unnecessary things. I don't know how many of us talk about even our sex life before going into the marriage,
that
our
part.
finances. We don't talk about a lot of stuff. So I feel like if we can have that open door policy where we lay everything down on the table, you've met that right person. You feel that, yes, I'm going with you, you're going with me. From there, what's left? This is what I believe in. Can we talk about sex? Can we talk about finances? How many children we want to have? You get it? Those things are
Yeah.
also very important. But I think because of where we are from, we are not taught these things. So we don't tend to really focus on that. It's all about married, and then the next thing is,
And that's why we're here. That's what the chat room is for.
yeah,
So we can have these conversations, we can have this education, because I feel like sometimes when we're going into the relationship, we want to impress each other. So then we don't want to have the difficult conversations, because you may feel like, oh, well, I don't want to really bring up money because then they may think that, I'm here for the money. But if you don't have the conversation, how can you, come up with an agreement? How can you have like a guideline or instructions on what you want to do as a family? You have to have conversation about everything. And I'm so glad that I had, people in my life that guided me. And I was at a point where when I met my husband, like I said, I was not there to impress. So the difficult conversations we were able to have, where have you been? Where are you going? What's your intention? That girl that told you that there's nothing to you, that would have probably been me. I didn't go for the flashy types because I knew what that was about, right? If you were flashy and I like sat
yeah,
with you for a few moments and I couldn't really like get anything out of that, I
I'm
was
done.
done.
Yeah,
I was done. You can have the muscles and all that. That didn't impress me. What impressed me was what you are about. And I was the girl that would be like, what are you about? You want to talk to me? You want to date me? What is your intention? You're dating me for what? Like, what is your reason for us to date?
yeah.
And I asked him those questions, and sometimes he had no answers because he hadn't thought about it. He hadn't thought about it. I'm like, well, when you have the answer, feel free to call me again. you know
Nana,
Nanaya, Nana, I'm so
Nana,
sorry. You
Nana,
want to come in? Okay, come in. Then I come
Nana.
in.
Let me ask Tadi. Tadi, have you? So this is the problem that I think African men we have, majority of us, which is, so the question is, since you've been married, how many times have you has your husband sat you down to discuss an issue, or actually sat down like, this is the agenda, we are about to sit down to discuss an issue, and then you guys came to a resolution, and then everybody was happy, and then you walked away? How many times?
And
Or has it ever happened?
maybe mine will be like a story. He is a very good listener. And when he will talk, he will prompt you in the middle of the night. Tomorrow we have to discuss.
Okay.
And he will not miss it. And he's the type that when we're talking and he's not done, he's not going anywhere.
Okay.
We have
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
I've
That's
dated
good.
guys who are, this is not necessary. We can talk about it later. And I
That's it.
thought that, no, this is not what I want. I want somebody I can sit down and talk to till we are done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I've had those people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good.
It's a listener.
Okay. That's good. At least there's hope. there's hope.
Oh yeah. And
And I knew where you were going with that, Chief. I knew where you were going with that. I knew why you asked.
I
I
No,
it,
because like conflict resolution is a problem for
it's really
us.
important.
We
Yeah,
find
yeah,
it very difficult to sit down and some men, or can I say before, it was very awkward. I don't know if because when I was a child, I wasn't allowed to express myself. So when I'm being questioned or when I have to sit down and listen or try
yeah,
to talk to you, I feel like so it's very difficult. But now,
yeah.
I've gone over that, and now I'm able to
You're
sit down
growing.
and talk.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm growing.
you're growing. But
I'm
Yeah.
see,
yes,
You know,
have the feel of I'm listening.
yeah.
I care. I understand. So
mhm.
what do you want me to do? So what can we do together? That's what we
yeah.
want. So if you get there with her, I'm telling you, you will have a 100-year marriage with no problem. I'm not saying we don't fight. We do
Yeah.
fight, and we end it right there.
You resolve it.
I
Yeah,
if go in and say, I'm sorry, he will come to me and say he's sorry, even if I'm wrong.
yeah.
That's good.
That's good.
So I'm learning too. So now I say sorry like my cup of tea. I know I'm wrong. I, we're just joking. I know we weren't joking. It was serious, but I'll make it so that
Yeah.
we.
Trash things out.
I think
Anyways,
we learn as we date, because in my relationship, some of these things, and I'll say majority of it, like when we have to have a conversation, I will have to be the one to say, okay, let's sit down and talk about this. You know, we have a goal. All right. So, because I know that my husband is not the type that, he's kind of easygoing, right? So, a lot of things that bothers me or irritates me
mhm,
does not even bother him at all. Okay. So then I would say, okay, for my peace of mind, let's sit about this
let's talk
and
about
talk
it.
about it. So, like, I know that we're good. Okay. So, those things, I will initiate a lot of our discussions.
Okay.
Okay. Not him. I will initiate it. But I feel like I learned to do those things from like, and I don't say to say probably like I dated, I would say 1.5 people. I say 1.5 because I don't really consider high school relationships relationship. So that's a half. Okay. So so I would say relationship, I dated one person before marriage. Okay.
Okay.
And this was like a long-term relationship. Long. Okay. To the point I thought that we were going to get married. Okay. So, and I feel like I learned a lot from that. So now, when I met my husband, went in with knowledge of relationships and things that we had to talk about, like the mistakes that I made in the old relationship or things that I saw in the old relationship. I learned that in this relationship, we have to do things this way. I was the person that would never say sorry. Okay. My ex-boyfriend used to be like, and he was American, so it was easy for him to like come out and say, "Oh, my bad. I'm sorry that I did this." I'm an African woman, and sometimes be like, "Would it kill you to just say you were wrong?"
It's not all African women.
Me, I didn't. I was not that person. Okay, so I learned that it was okay for me to say, "I'm wrong. My bad. I'll do better," and then to be able to also tell him it's okay for you to apologize when you're wrong. If I can do it, you can do it too. But it was from experience. I feel like marriage is the only thing that we don't get trained for, and we're put in it and we expect to succeed. When you have to do any job, you get training. This lifelong journey that you're going on, nobody wants to talk to you about it. The good and the bad, the expectation, nobody wants to talk to you about it. But then you're put in it. And then if you make a mistake, it's like, Why are you doing this? Why are you not doing this? Why are you not doing this? Nobody got trained. Nobody trained me on how to get married. Nobody trained me on how to be a wife. Nobody trained men on how to be a husband. But we want them to succeed. And that's why we have a lot of failed marriages, because everybody's learning on the job. And there's a lot of casualties. When you're learning on the job, there's going to be casualties.
Yeah, it's true.
You know, so that's why we're here. We need to teach. The good and the bad, the uncomfortable conversations have to be had.
Yeah.
You know, that's all.
Yeah. Thank you so much, everyone. Nana Jabi, thank you so much. Tadi Asantwa, thank you for tuning in. We are bringing our session to an end. We have like a minute. Nana, do you want to say anything, Nana Jabi, before we end?
Thank you all for giving me the opportunity. All I can say is that we have to be intentional. The mistakes that we made, we should make sure we correct them through our kids. That's all I can say. Thank you.
Okay. Tadi, Nana Jabi, read that question real quick. Tadi, yes, answer your comments, please, before we leave.
Well,
My last question is go ahead.
oh, I just wanted to say something to the last question that Nanaya touched on. I feel like he wanted to know if it's a red flag for the lady to do that. Yes, for me, I think yes, it's a red flag. I just want him to know that before we leave here, because he's making 5 times the money, and you are very helpful at home, also contributing. He said that he's helping financially, but it's not much. And he's also helpful at home, doing everything that he has to do. And she's still coming out to say, you need to add more money. It's a red flag. Be careful. Think twice.
Thank you so much. Nana, do you want to answer this question, or will you keep it for next week?
Yeah, let me just give a quick one. So basically he wants to know if his partner is cooking around what, midnight and midnight, but she looks healthy and still in shape. I don't know how you're able to know if she, maybe from her medical reports, but someone might look in shape, but I don't think it's healthy to be eating around that time or to be cooking meals around that time. So that's all I can say. Yeah.
Just because you're skinny doesn't mean you're healthy.
That's it.
Thank you so much. If you are someone like us, some of us, you might want to eat all you want and you're not gaining weight. You know, you might not be showing physically, but doesn't mean that you're healthy. But I appreciate you all. And this is where we end our session. Tadi Asanta, thank you, Nana Jabi. Thank you. We'll see you, Nana Jabi, back here in the chat room next week. Sunday is going to be an amazing. Thank you so much for always making the time to join us. We appreciate
Thank you. And last one. For those of you who are in a relationship that you need, relationship tips, please holler at me. The marriage ones, you can talk to the women who are married, but the relationship ones, please, before you get to marriage, just contact me.
Nana, your social media handles again before you leave.
All right. So it's JB Demogo. So the JB is JEBI space DE and then mogul as business mogul or entertainment mogul. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Facebook. So please contact me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everybody. We'll see you guys next week. Go ahead. No, Miss Sabi, go ahead.
Oh no, I'm just, thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
It was good having you. It was great conversation.
Bye, everybody.
Yo. Now your matter with it talk. Your life, your wahala, your breakthrough, idea. Welcome to the chat room.
This no be ordinary place. Now a solution they show face. Lady Mary, they lead the way. With guess where go blow your brain. Talk your matter, make we solve them. No judgment, just love and wisdom. We they discuss, we they learn. Every episode you go feel the burn. Oh, the chat room. Now here we they find a way. Oh, the chat room.
Oh yes.
We go talk and clear, no delay. chat room.